Hi, it's Larissa Coe. I'm going to give you some tips on creating rubrics in Canvas. So for an example, we're going to look at this research essay final draft. So I already laid out my success criteria right here. Whether or not you have this, you obviously know the purpose of the assignment, so you want to base your rubric off of that. So you click rubric, and first I'll show you how to do it in a way that you can add different clickable numbers. So for my first criterion, answering your research question completely, so I'll say something like, the student completely answered their research question. You can make this as long as you want. Just keep in mind this description section is usually what people see. I don't think students often click on the button to see the long description. So even if you have a lot to say, I would try to keep it in this description box up here. So you update that criterion. And then here are the different levels that you can add. Because this is a larger assignment, I'll probably assign more credit to that. You could change it to kind of a 4-point scale. Those are becoming popular. Let's actually do that. So let's do 9 for this one. So if we're doing standards-based style, that one's at standards. This one can be exceed standard. This one would be approaching. And this one would be not at standard. Of course, you can do these however you would like. You could add more details in here if you wanted to give kind of the different levels and what you might expect to see at that point value, or whatever you would like. And then when you're adding a new criterion, you can duplicate that one, which I usually recommend. So my next one, for this, now you see that I still have the 4 categories because I duplicated it rather than just creating a new one, which would then require me to do this whole process again. So I recommend usually duplicating those. Okay, so there are 2 ways that you can set this rubric up. I always have this one checked, use this rubric for assignment grading. And if you do that when you create the rubric, it's going to prompt you to change the total number of points based on the points in the rubric, which I always do because, of course, it would be confusing if you grade with a rubric that does not have the same number of points as the actual assignment. And then when you're grading an assignment like this, you can look at the rubric and you just click one of these for each category. And then when I'm doing this, I give my comments here. And students seem to read comments here really well. So you can give everything that you want here. You could also record a video or an audio clip for students and then submit. The other type of rubric has free form comments. And in order to enable that, you do all write free form comments when assessing students. You see it gets rid of the categories of numbers. And you're grading an assignment with the free form comments rubric. You'll see you write in the amount that they got for each category. And then right here, you add a comment. You can also save this comment for later use, and then that way you can, if you have kind of a repeated thing that you say on a lot of the criteria, then you can repeat that in other students' comment section. So those are 2 rubrics that you can use for all of the assignments. The quizzes do not come with rubrics, but you can add them to discussions. The only thing, it's a little trickier to find though, so let me show you how to do that on discussions. Instead of having them at the very bottom, like the assignment page, you click the three dots here, add rubric, and then you can pull it up here. Okay, the very last thing I wanted to show you is that you can duplicate a rubric. A lot of times we have similar assignments with similar requirements. So if you click find a rubric right here after clicking add, then you can choose any course that you have then you can choose any course that you're a teacher of and click on a rubric, look through that, and then use the rubric here and just make changes to that. Okay, I hope this is helpful. Good luck creating rubrics. I know that it's a lot of work on the front end, but it makes grading so much easier and better communication with students, so I am a fan.